Hello, 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 and welcome my Aries collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, Sun. Welcome to your What Do I Need read for this full moon in Gemini to new moon next in Sagittarius. I am your reader, Markangelo Lyons, Mel for short, professional witch, professional intuitive, president of Drawing the Circle Productions, the Archangel of Lyons, Markangelo Lyons. You can call me Mel. Hi guys. Hi my Aries. Hello my cardinal fire signs. I've met so many cool Aries people from around the world that they started doing readings on YouTube here a year and a half ago, or getting close to, I guess. Yeah, summer solstice of last year. Yeah, so at Yule, it'll be a year and a half. I've been doing readings here. I've had my channel for longer, doing spiritual teaching and stuff. Go back, look at my back catalog. You get to see me with glasses and a good extra 20 pounds on me. So I'm very, very thankful. I've met a lot of very cool Aries women from around the world, and you know who I'm talking about if you're watching. Hi, sweetheart. That being said, let's get down to work. We are doing a 7-card draw, 7 different divination systems. Well, they're not all divination systems. They are healing systems. The Carolyn Mace archetype deck, the Chuck Spezzano Love Pack, and the Healing Mantra deck by Matt Kahn. We've got 2 tarot decks, Daughters of the Moon and the Mythic Tarot for the divine feminine and divine masculine aspects of what you need to know about, and 2 oracles, the Healing with the Angel oracles and the Whisper of Love oracle. I'll explain all those when we get there. All you need to know, right, is what this reading does. It's showing you what you need to be aware of on a waning moon, whatever you need to let go of, to forgive, to heal, to transmute, to forgive, to alchemize, right, whatever that is. Little clues, tips, and hints from my pantheons. We're looking at a specific timeline from the full moon on Monday, on the 30th, 11:30, the 30th of November, at 4:30 a.m. So easy enough to get your magic done on Sunday night if you want to do that, right? You'll be able to catch that waxing side of things still. But the waning, the new moon, we have a new moon on Monday. Somebody alert Simon Laban, make sure he's awake and ready for that sort of thing, because the psychic chills he gets from all of us, I'm sure, right? But that's at 11:17 a.m. on Monday Eastern time, and it goes void, of course, at the exact same time. So there's like no new moon energy. You got to wait until 10:35 p.m. when it goes into Capricorn that night, and we will probably be doing something here on the channel that night in a live stream, super chat, whatever it's called. New moon magic, but it will be Capricorn based, although at 10:35 p.m. Oh, doing a new moon on the next day on Tuesday is better. New moons on Tuesday just work better. Sorry, teacher, can't help it. Which, so please, it's a general read. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. Hit the thumbs up if it resonates for you. It really is. Like, I think YouTube changed something in the past couple of months where really, I think it's always been how many likes, but really even more so the comments, it seems. That the more people like content, the more people see it. So help a brother out, my Aries beloveds. All right, let's do this. That's enough. Focus on your breath. I'll do the same. Let's do this. Breathe. Oh, lovely. My collective pantheons. Here we go. Of angels, goddesses, gods, masters, and the higher selves of all involved. Please, I need one card in clarity. For the dominant archetype to be alchemized from lead to gold, shadow to light, toxic to healthy, this full moon in Gemini to new moon next for the Aries collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign. What is the dominant archetype within them, within someone, within a situation? And oh my goodness gracious. Okay. Now this word is so fucking sugary that I have to explain a little bit before I flip it over. It is a wild card family archetype. There are 9 families of archetypes. This one goes into the wild card because though it is a extremely powerful spiritual vibe I'm about to tell you about this card, people don't hear it that way. It's the slave archetype. So either you're dealing with the slave archetype within your own chemistry, your own story of life for this full to new moon, or you're dealing with someone who is in that, or a situation where you feel enslaved. Now, it's like I said, it's such an ethnically charged fucking word, and it's not about that. This is ancient. This is like scriptural. There have always been slaves on the planet. It sucks, I know, but let me read the archetype, because the spiritual part of this is so fucking high. It's scorching. I don't have the slave archetype. I have the servant. You'll see what I mean. The shadow attribute, the lead that's trying to be alchemized here. Giving your willpower to an external authority out of fear of making your own choices. Well, hell, it seems the whole planet's doing that right now. Right? Because we feel so out of control. Like we don't have the power to make our own choices and things, or at least we're afraid to, and who wouldn't be, right? Like going to the store, you're taking your life in your hands, so to speak. But the light attribute, surrendering your power of choice to the divine with complete trust. I mean, this is Yeshua ben Joseph, Jesus, it's Abraham, not so much Abraham Hicks, but Abraham, the father of Judaism, right? You know, this is Muhammad, this is the patriarchal ones. I mean, I could go on. I could talk hours about this. Gandhi, right? It's like everybody forgets Gandhi was a lawyer, right? I mean, talk about surrendering everything in total faith and freed India, not by himself, but that was the point, right? I mean, this is you could say that the slave fully alchemized becomes the master. Not so much its opposite, but the alchemization of that by constantly surrendering power to surrendering choice and decisions, throat chakra stuff, like instead of having the chain around your neck, right? Just constantly surrendering it to the divine. And that is a very waning moon. I look God. It's very Alcoholics Anonymous, but it works, you know? Hey, it ain't just an affirmation, it saved lives, right? Let's talk to the angels. The Healing with the Angels Oracle. So this is our first healing system. Here's our first oracle. What is the angel you need to call upon to help you alchemize this slave archetype? Breathe. My beloved angels and archangels of fire and the sign of Aries. My Michaelites, if you're there, please one card in clarity for this Aries collective. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs this full moon in Gemini to new moon next in Sagittarius, November into December 2020. What's the angel they most need to call upon? They need to alchemize the slave archetype somewhere in their life. Oh my goodness gracious, you got the angel of trust. Surrendering your power of choice to the divine with complete trust. I just had a Prince flashback. Trust. Okay, so you got the word twice on the table here. So now what would the healing angel of trust do? Help you heal your trust issues, because who the fuck doesn't have them? I've got massive trust issues with certain people, places, and things, right? But it is turning to the divine, and it is, for me, the grace of humility that I go, all right, you show me. I don't know. I know that I don't know. I'm willing to be shown. That's surrender to the divine, but it's not passive. It's not sitting on the couch waiting for shit to happen. It's saying, use me, every thought, choose every thought, manifest every outcome in alignment with my soul's high wisdom and reality of the golden timelines. You know, make every move through me today. I surrender, I let go, let's do this, and play the game, right? The divine plan is going to unfold, but it unfolds in a much more pleasant way, in my experience, when you participate, inner or outer. And so let's look at that. If there really is a trust issue here, then this next card, Daughters of the Moon Tarot card, will give us a piece of narrative about what you need to be aware of going on inside of you. Now, this could easily be about the past, because trust issues don't really necessarily, well, they can begin in the present, but with that slave archetype, this might be something, chains you've been carrying. Again, this could be somebody else in your life, but we'll see. Aries readings are usually about Aries, because you're Aries. Breathe. My goddesses of fire and the sign of Aries, please one card in clarity for the Aries collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign for this full moon in Gemini to new moon next in Sagittarius, November, December 2020. They got the slave archetype that they need to alchemize. They got the angel of trust they need to call on. What is it they need to be aware of inside of themselves? My beloved goddesses, and it's the Lover's card. Where's my coffee? So yeah, there is an internal decision that you're going on, and it is life-changing. Trying to bring together the divine masculine of the head with the divine feminine of the heart to make a wise decision, right? So you got love and wisdom, but what's the empowering, the loving, wise, empowered choice that you can make? Decision. It's not even a choice. Like, maybe I'll have another cup of coffee as a choice, right? I'm going to move to Brazil and, I don't know, raise coffee beans and make my own. That's a life-changing decision. So is this about trusting yourself? Is this about trusting another? Because if this is a romantic sexual thing, and we got 4 more cards to hit the table, this could be, particularly with the decks that I'm using for these. So let's just stick a pin in this for a moment and see what this looks like on the outside using the mythic tarot for the divine masculine, the God energy, the yang, what you need to be aware of on the outside. Breathe. My gods of fire and the sign of Aries, Hephaestus and Aries, the brothers, and the sons of Zeus and Hera. Please, one card in clarity for the Aries collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs. This full moon in Gemini, new moon next in Sagittarius. November to December 2020, we got the slave archetype, we got the trust angel, we've got the lovers on the inner. What do they need to be aware of on the outside? Is it's a new opportunity, the ace of flames, a new passion, a new communication. We see as a ace of swords, right? Air, speech, communication, but you need air to make fire. So there's definitely, it feels like something's coming in, or a new opportunity has presented itself, and not so much a physical opportunity, but something that you want. This could be a come around again. This could be a come around again. Somebody from the past, a lover from the past, it's sort of like, I wouldn't say haunting you, but there's a question of trust here. And it's almost like if they're the slave archetype, be aware, right? They're not making choices because they're afraid to. Right? You're the slave archetype. You just got to surrender this to the divine and say, the gods want me to do this, I will do this. Zeus, Buddha, Jesus, Zan, Jaina, Fred, William, Fred, Wilma, Barney, Betty, right? Shaggy, Scooby, Velma. Show me, I don't know. I don't know. I'm willing, but thy will be done, which really is the word of the slave, the phrase, I should say, of the slave archetype, the slave phrase, thy will be done. But remember, it's active. You're in Aries. You're going to take action on this one way or another, either toward or away, but you might be really torn about what to trust. Do I trust what I have? Do I trust this maybe guidance that's coming to me? Moving me on, do I trust this person, this situation? And it really, you do not have the information to do that right now, at least not intellectually, and mentally, right? Like the data is not necessarily in front of you. It's a mystical thing. You're following the mystery path of a waning moon here. So what can you trust, right? Can you trust your gut? Can you trust your guidance? Can you trust your prayer? Well, yes. Those things are, in my experience, always rock solid. It's just, where am I emotionally? And right now, emotionally, you might be making a decision based on trust that is really hard for you to make about a new thing, an Ace of Wands. It's like the Ace of Wands is very phallic. It could be like, oh, I want that. And it's like, move, give me that, want that, bear claw. Either human or pastry. Let's keep going. Let's just move past what I just said and let's keep going. Whispers of Love Oracle, Voices of the Ascended Masters. We're going to have a little look-see-duck-see here and see what it is they say you need to be aware of. One of 4 different ways. And the garbage men are coming. Can you hear them? It's like a songbird. A trashy songbird, which I know several. What is the piece of luck, the piece of healing, the piece of grace, or the piece of problem you need to be aware of and deal with? Breathe. Yes, my ascended masters of all of this. My ascended masters, my friends, my brothers, my sisters in the higher dimensions. One card in clarity for this Aries collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign for this full moon in Gemini to new moon next in Sagittarius. Please, what is the piece of luck that they need to be aware of? The piece of grace they need to allow in, the piece of healing that they need to embrace and implement, or the problem that they need to be aware of with this slave archetype and trust and the Lover's card and the Ace of Wands, this full moon to new moon next. Good. November, December 2020, you got the healing suit of healing. That's great. All right, so what is the piece of healing that you need to embrace and implement? It's healing itself, right? So there is healing for you. So instead of, oh God, I surrender, I give up, whatever, just kill me, which I've been there. I mean, this has been a rough year. And the year before that, it's part of the mystic path. But what I'm getting here is that to say, I don't know how to heal myself, but I will trust. Great prayer in the Course in Miracles. We are here only to be, I'm here only to be truly helpful. I'm here to represent you who sent me, so I don't have to worry about what to say or what to do because you who sent me are directing me. And I am content to go wherever you wish, knowing that you go along with me and that I will be healed as you teach me to heal, right? So there is a surrender here in some way, shape, or form. I really feel like it's more you, Aries, that says, I don't know what to do, but there's this something new that I'm being called toward, right? And it's giving me a woody, at least a wand, and it's a big wand. It's a big wand, and this I'm maybe torn, right? The Lovers can absolutely talk about being torn about a major decision going on, and what do you trust? But there is healing here, but you got to surrender your choice, your will. Isn't that funny? Here's a card that's talking all about choices and decisions and surrendering that to the divine. And you've got this internal, big, life-changing decision. And I have to say, there is something romantically feeling about this, but you might feel like you are in chains, that you just can't. Emotional chains, like financial chains. Maybe you're with somebody and you can't be with this person. I mean, that can play itself out so many different ways. General reads, general reads. Let's keep going. 2 more cards left, right? This was our second healing system. Let's do our second oracle. We obviously have got our 2 tarot on the table. Whispers of Love Oracle. What is it that you guys need? The inspiration, information, or insight from your higher selves. Breathe. There is something delicious about this, though, for a lot of you, if not all of you. Like that Ace of Wands, it's like, you almost can't take your eyes off of it, so to speak. You can't take your third eyes off of it. Please. The higher selves of all involved. 1 card in clarity from the Whisper of Love Oracle. What is the piece of information, inspiration, or insight for this Aries collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign this full moon in Gemini, the new moon next in Sagittarius that they need, right? What is it that they need with this slave archetype, with the Angel of Trust, with the Lovers, with the Ace of Wands, and with the healing card of healing, which speaks of a grand healing, right? Or other cards in that suit of healing. So such a double whammy there. And you know, there's even a couple kind of repairing their heart, although it's a little my heart and your heart, put it together, but that's not really what that's talking about. That's saying, let me give you some love and support while you're heartbroken. Higher selves, what's a piece of information, inspiration, or insight they need? This is a spiritual connection. This relationship has a connection that goes beyond this lifetime. That's what I'm feeling. This is a romantic thing. You're hamstrung. Look, if either financially, this is how I'm reading it. This isn't you switch the roles as needed, but it's like you are hamstrung. Psychologically, physically, right? Spiritually, you're with somebody, they're with somebody. There's just something where you can't bust a move on this one. But it's making you develop your faith, your trust in the divine, because surrender doesn't, I know surrender means giving up, but I want you to think of it this way, giving it up, right? That's spell casting, that's prayer, that's all of these things can be modes of psychological release so that we can be more at ease. And when we're more at ease, we're more relaxed. And when we're more relaxed, we're more in alignment with the truth of who we are, our higher selves. And the guidance and the grace comes like this. Like this. Or like that, right? That's a good look when I roll my eyes back. I used to freak out my older brothers that way. It was the only way I could get them to stop beating me up. Just scared the crap out of them. Chicken shits. Okay. Wait till I write my autobiographies, man. I've been writing all these like texts and prayer books and stuff. Wait till I start telling my dirty stories. I got some really hot ones. And ones that you're just like, that doesn't happen in life. And like, you had to, in the 90s at least, it do. Healing Mantra Deck by Matt Kahn. Let's get you your last card down here. This is usually the cherry on the sundae anyway, so let's see what the Ascended Masters, who gave us this card of healing, and it's the Healing Mantra Deck. You can't go wrong. Breathe. Yeah, my Ascended Masters, please. You gave us this card of healing. I need the perfect healing mantra for this Aries collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus on this full moon in Gemini to new moon next in Sagittarius, November and December 2020. Please, what is their perfect healing mantra, considering they need to alchemize the slave archetype in some way, shape, or form. They need to call upon the Angel of Trust. They need to deal with this decision, be aware of this deeper implications of this decision inside of them with the Lover's card, with that Ace of Wands calling them forward, and I get it. This is a hot magnet. This is like electromagnetic boogie calling on here. And so to call upon the Angel of Healing, right? The Healing Angel of Trust, because there is healing involved here. And I would say this has to do with healing your trust, but in trust in the divine. That this is all part of the plan, my darling, and you're going to love how it turns out, but you have no idea how it's going to, right? Because this is a spiritual connection. This is going on from other lives. So please, my Ascended Masters, their perfect healing mantra this full moon in Gemini, new moon next in Sagittarius is inspiring others. I help others feel empowered by acknowledging their gifts. That feels a little rando, but let's read it. I mean, I've gotten this card before. I've had these since December last. I've had these for almost a year. Inspiring others. I mean, I get that. All right, so what I'm getting here is that there's a piece of this where you doing this process of alchemizing that slave archetype, really like surrendering your will to the gods, whatever your higher power is, but also being active, right? Following, uninspired action, you could say. And as a result, inspiring others. You know, sometimes when we feel dry, there's this odd paradox, and we all know this too, about there's something about giving that recharges us. And that's not the best reason to do it, but if that's what the divine is pointing you towards, I would take a look at it. Inspiring others. I help others feel empowered by acknowledging their gifts, and sometimes you can do that silently too. When others are inspired, you allow them to take center stage and step into a greater acknowledgement of their personal power. Absolutely, people have done that for me. I do that for people all the time, deliberately. Like, I look at people and I say, I believe in you. I know you don't, but I know we all come from the same source, and I believe in that, and that's inside of you. That's a way to inspire somebody without being that specific, right? When others are made to feel useful, they are likely to embrace more courageous decisions as their self-worth increases. Now, isn't that funny that we're looking at the slave archetype here, and now here, this is saying that when people they become more courageous as their self-worth increases because you are helping inspire them, or you are being inspired in this way. Imagine the perfection of not having to do everything by yourself and infusing others with a greater sense of purpose just by asking for their help. This is you or someone else, right? It's not a matter of feeling weak or being incapable. Instead, it's about realizing the gift of inspiration you possess simply by inviting others to be a part of your day. Now, this might be a thing of friend, person that I am very attracted to with this spiritual connection. I don't know what to do, but I feel it. But I don't know what to choose. If it's really in the shadow, I'm terrified to make a choice here. So all I can do is hand you over to the gods and know that I'm feeling what I'm feeling, but I'm healing what I'm feeling, and I'm feeling through my healing, and sharing is caring, and caring is sharing, and fuck you, Barney. Instead, it's about realizing the gift of inspiration you possess simply by inviting others to be a part of your day. Hey, you, going through something, I don't know if you can help, but I just want you to know I haven't forgotten about you. Right? If you told someone you need time out, it's fine. You do need time out. There's healing here, but at the same time, you kind of need to tell them it's like, I'm stuck. I am tortured. If you are tortured about this, because better to be authentic and humble than full of hubris and shit, right? Particularly in a spiritual connection. Look, you're getting a great opportunity to heal something here from another life in one way, shape, or form. Yourself, the relationship, help the other person heal. But you might be the more powerful one through your surrender to the divine. So, I love doing it this way. May the Aries collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs be blessed with all that they need this full moon in Gemini to new moon next in Sagittarius, that they may call upon the angel of trust that they need to deal with this external ace of flames, this passion, this desire, this seed in this spiritual connection that obviously comes from another life, while they learn to be inspired by others and inspire others, helping others feel empowered by acknowledging their gifts, while this life-changing decision in here to love or not to love, to surrender or not surrender, gets healed within them through the grace of healing that they may alchemize this incredibly scriptural, ancient, archetypal power of surrender to the divine, eventually alchemizing them into master from slave for the well-being of all, and really in the quantum unity of the well-being of all. May they lead the way, the Aries that they are. So might be. And so it is. There you have it. My Aries collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign. If something clicked, hit thumbs up. If you like me, because I'm cute, I am. I'm 52 and I look good and I'm a good reader. And I'm funny as fuck. Then please do subscribe to the channel. Help me get to 30K subscriptions, my darlings. Otherwise, wishing you the very best and the very blessed of this full moon to new moon next November into December 2020. Hail. Farewell. And blessed, blessed be.